Hello, you guys. This is Fabi Art coming back with another video. I'm just getting here to site a little later than I normally get. I get here, uh, but I'm sorry, that's Facebook. But I have received a message early, and I was real busy. I reached out to the person, and haven't gotten a response back to them in terms of the email. So I want to talk about this because I think it's very important. I want to talk about this, guys, because I think it's very important. Okay, and this can happen. It can be very fierce out here. It can be very ferocious out here. Listen, there are going to be times where you lose accounts consecutively. Okay, and some may be at your own cost. Some may be out of your reach, right? The reason why you lose them, but you're gonna win some and you're gonna lose some. Okay, there's times where I was on a roll where I get a count, like I can't do any wrong, but then there's times where just something happens and all of a sudden I'm just starting to get a decline in accounts. Okay, here's why I tell people all the time to always be marketing. Always be marketing. See, I was fortunate enough earlier on, right, where I made, hey, how's it going? Our Melendez, how are you? I was fortunate enough early on, you guys, to be able to position myself. I get asked a lot of questions. I get asked, well, why did you go independent and not franchise? I've explained that time and time again. People ask me, well, how much did it cost you to start up? I explained that time and time again. People ask me, well, did the course that you ordered early on, did it really help you? You know, People ask me that. My mentors, I have to pay them, for their smarts, for what they know, right? Again, whether it was paying a mentor, a book, or whatever the case is, I stayed proactive. First time live, investing in the wisdom. Thanks, Bird. I appreciate it. Um, I've taken my time, and I probably set myself back because I was the type of person in a very early on stages, which is why I tell you guys not to do this. If you just joining me, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. By the way, I was the type of person I felt like I had to have all the answers to everything early on. I felt like I wanted to know everything. And what I found out was I wasn't getting started. I wasn't moving fast enough. I wasn't getting any traction, right? I wasn't getting to where I wanted to be or to go, right? So once I started getting accounts, I told you guys probably in one of my last videos, whatever, I told you guys that I was more focused on not losing the contracts that I gathered opposed to getting new contracts, right? So it took me a little longer to grow because I was babysitting pretty much. I was so at the point where I'm like, I don't want to lose these accounts, right? It's like a baby, right? This is my first time getting these contracts. I don't want to lose these contracts, right? So I kind of babysitted these contracts. I did extra work for minimum pay, right? That wasn't even part of my initial agreement or whatever, but I made it work. But every time I lose one, I bounce back with two. If you go and watch some of my old videos, you'll hear me say that time and time again. It's not over when you lose your contracts. You're going to lose them. I promise you. Everybody does. I done lost contracts to other independent people. I've lost contracts to other franchise. I've taken contracts from other independent people. I've taken contracts from other franchise people. Okay, if you're in this thing thinking that you won't lose your contracts, you're sadly mistaken. And sometimes it can go very quick. It depends on you. It depends on you. It depends on your integrity. It depends on your mindset, business wise. And the reason I say that is because if you don't have a business mindset, it's going to show up in your work. If you're the type of person that show up late for work, or you feel like just because I have a business, I can just come and go as I want, right? If they say they want the office clean between the hours of 6 p.m. and 10, then there's really per se really no given time where you have to. They just want it done between 6 and 10. But I would suggest that you get there by 6 o'clock. Okay, I would suggest that you get there by 6 o'clock. Don't say, well, you know what, I said by 9, between 6 and 10, so I'm gonna just go in at 9. It take me about an hour. Or I'm just hanging with my friend. Again, guys, you have to stay on top of things. Okay, if you're just joining me, guys, I would advise you to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, okay? Because as of now, my company is booming. I'm building up contracts. I'm delegating contracts that I have, and it takes a lot for me to come and share this information with you. Okay, I give it to you straight out the mud. Now, if you guys looking for somebody that's, going to charge you per video and things like that, I'm not going to do that. I really want to see you guys win, but you have to listen to me now. Okay, the stuff that I impute in you guys is common sense. It's just not common practice. Do I know everything? No. But as I learn something, I share it with you guys. So I would definitely advise or appreciate, I should say, if you guys go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Okay, just like, share, and subscribe. You know, but to get back to the meat and potatoes of this video, like I said, I had a subscriber. I don't know if it's a he or she. I just know I received the email. It was brought to me, and I read the email. Now, normally I don't read the emails, but I read this email. Okay, and they was so distraught because they say they lost all of their contracts. Okay, and now they want to quit the business. They say they don't believe the business works for them. It's not for them. It's not, whatever the case is. Again, you have to stay on top of every single thing. If you're doing this business by yourself, okay, I don't care if you have 3 contracts, 6 contracts, 9 I don't care how many contracts you have. Okay, you have to set your schedule up the way fit for you. Okay, you have to set your schedule, especially when it's just you. When it's just you, you have to set your schedule up, and you have to stay on top of things. Don't let anybody manipulate your paperwork. Don't let anybody manipulate your contracts. I've had people tell me that before. I've had people try to tell me how to do with my contract. No, I'm not changing it. This is what it is. You can't go to T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon Wireless, AT&T, right? And you can't sign the dotted line and you read and say, oh, the cancellation fee is $300. I don't like that. I think before I sign this, guys, I need you guys to change that. They're going to say either, sir or ma'am, either you're going to sign this contract and you agree that this is what it is, right? Or you just won't have our phone service, right? You have to find another carrier because we can't change this. It's come for corporate. This is what they say that it has to be, right? So again, be proud of, the paperwork you have. Be proud of how you operate, your professionalism. Be proud of that. Stand on principles, guys. Stand on principles. Again, I don't know why this person, because they didn't go into any massive detail of why they lost these contracts, but it either had to do with one or two things. You or somebody came under you and undercut or underbidded you and they got all the contracts. It's one or the other. Okay? I'm willing to gamble. It's one or the other. Either you went on top of your game or somebody just came and kind of sweeping from under you, right? So again, you have to make sure that you're on top of your game. If you have people delegated, you have to make sure that you have product. Your vacuums work. You don't have any problems with the chemicals and the solutions and things like that. Okay, you have to make sure that these people are showing up on time. If you tell them you need them there by a certain time, you have to make sure that they're there by a certain time, right? If you can't do it because you got a job, you got to find some way to delegate that out to somebody. Okay? I don't want to hear the fact that I have a job, Fabio, so I can't do this. Okay? Again, it might come down, if you have enough faith in your business, right? You have enough faith, and don't get me wrong, I'm not telling anybody to quit their job, but if you have 3, 6, 9 accounts, right? And let's say combined with all your accounts, you bring it in $2,000, I don't know, $2,500, right? And you're making $1,000, $1,500. Would you agree that if you're doing okay making $1,500, you should be doing a little bit better making $2,500? Okay, now even though that the majority of that goes back into the business, you still can eat and pay your bills and certain things like that, right? You still be able to handle that. Okay, the more you build, the more you hire. I started off with 2 people and myself in the very, very beginning. I had 3 accounts. It went to 6 accounts. I had 10 accounts. I still had me and the 2 other people. Okay? You guys seen my video about the first $5,000 high. Fuck that over. If you haven't seen it, you might want to scroll down my channel, look for my first $5,000 check. And it might be funny and you might be like, yeah, this guy is crazy. This guy bananas, right? But at the end of the day, it's a message in there. You're going to learn what not to do. You're going to learn from my mistakes. Okay, because again, it's easy to make these mistakes. It's easy once the money start coming in to totally forget about the business. Okay, so you don't want to catch yourself down bad. You don't want to catch yourself in a rut like that. Okay, so hey, Fabe, in a few different walkthroughs and submitted bids, but never heard back from them. Any pointers? Yeah, you have to follow up, Nathan. If you went to some walkthroughs, and I tell people this all the time, the reason a lot of people don't get the jobs is because they don't ask for them, right? They don't ask for them. You have to ask for the sell. If you read any sale books and things like that, marketing books, things like that, they tell you ask for the sell. Okay, it won't just come to you. All right, so if you went on some bids and you did a couple bids and you went some walkthroughs and things like that, and you haven't heard back from them, okay, do a follow-up phone call, do a follow-up visit. Okay, let me see here. You motivate me daily, Fabio, waiting for the first account. I won't give up until it happens. Thank you for doing these videos. Edgar, no problem. No problem. Be relentless. Like me, when I'm in the gym, man, I'm thinking about business. When I'm working out and doing my thing, when I'm at Starbucks, I'm thinking about business. I'm in my zone, right? I done lost a lot of friends, right? I got family to talk about me, but at the end of the day, those same people come to me when they need my help, right? So I got friends to talk about me. I got girls say, oh, hey, he must have a bunch of hoes. That's not what they like to say, right? He got a lot of females, right? He think because he got a business that it's not that. It's I'm focused and I know what I want. I aim for what I want consistently, day after day, night after night. I come here to the site, I put in work, right? This will take a big chunk out of my income. I'll be lying to you if I told you, if I lost this, I'll be okay. Okay, I mean, I won't starve. I'll still eat. But this account right here where I'm at, where I do these videos at, pay me a significant amount of money. Okay, it pays me a significant amount of money. But what I'm telling you guys is you have to keep your head on the swivel. Okay, you have to invest in mentors. Okay, you can't be cheap, because if you're not going to read, like most people don't read, so most people don't have the knowledge, then you have to invest in somebody, right? And I'm not saying necessarily when I say invest meaning money, right? You might find a mentor that you listen to on YouTube or a podcast or a webinar or something like that, right? You tune in, you suck up that energy, you suck up that knowledge, right? And then you use that for your business. I would hate if you just watch my videos because you say, I like Fabio, he's a great guy, he's funny, I like the way he speaks, I like the way he motivates, so I'm just going to watch him just for the sake of watching him. Don't watch me for the sake of watching me, okay? When I tell you something, I'm telling you what I know, okay? Things that I've done, my losses, experience from other entrepreneurs and business people that I know of, okay? So what I'm trying to do is help you guys position yourself where you'll be in a place where you don't make the same mistakes that I made or some other people that I know, okay? So what I'm saying, like I say, don't get distraught when you get to losing accounts. When I lose one, I bounce back with two. That's why I tell you every single day, you need to be out here marketing. You never know when you're going to lose an account. Okay, you never know. And if it's your fault, it could have been prevented. You have to take the initiative. You have to make the contact person. A lot of people, they're scared to talk to the contact people. Trust me, I was that way in the very, very beginning too. Once I got the contract, I didn't want to see them, because I thought, if I asked them something, they was going to say I did something wrong, and I didn't want no parts of it. I didn't want to see them, right? But I'm saying, hey, wait, I'm Fabio Hart, right? This is my business. Fabio, you got to get out that mindset in order for you to know if they like what you're doing. Cleaning business, the problem I am through people are charging for cheap labor. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Okay, but you can't be you can't be afraid of the decision maker. Okay, email them. Okay, shoot them a text on your phone. Pick up the phone, call them. Show up. Hey, I'm just in the area. I just want to stop in, make sure everything is good, make sure we got everything covered. Don't do that all the time, guys, because I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you, once you start doing that too much, they begin to make up shit. Oh, yeah, last week they didn't do this. Oh, they didn't do that. Oh, they didn't do that. And before you know it, you're out of there, right? Because they're just making up shit as they go. Me, when I go and check on accounts personally, once every quarter, I check on all accounts. I got accounts in Indiana, right? Chicago, right? Ohio, Michigan, right? Georgia, right? I pick up the phone, I make those calls. If someone said, hey, it's not working out here, I'm going to have my decision maker in Georgia, my decision maker in Ohio, hey, take a look at it. And if I need to book a flight or I need to get in my car and drive down to these places, I will get in my car and I will book a flight because I don't want to lose the revenue, right? Again, you have to stay on top of things. You have to stay on top of business. Okay. This is not a job. And a lot of people run this like it's a job. Either you want to do this as a side hustle and just get, a few dollars here and there, or you want to do this as a business. All right? And grow this thing massively. Okay? Either way it go, it's totally up to you. If you're just joining my life, I want you to like, share, and subscribe, guys. Like I say, it takes a lot of energy for me to come and do these videos. I'm not as consistent as I used to be. I'm gratefully appreciated for those that believe in my message, believe in me, right? Believe in the content that I share here. But I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that if you can definitely do that. Okay, because it takes a lot of energy for me to do this here. Now let me get to some of you guys' questions while I'm on here. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here for. I like your videos. I am in the cleaning business here in San Francisco. Let me see what he says. Here in San Francisco, one of the problems I'm running to, people are charging cheap for labor. Well, there's actually no way around that. And when you say people are charging cheap for labor, I'm assuming that it might be a little harder for you to get business because people are so cheap that you can't compete, right? So you have to offer probably more for the money that you're charging. You have to do something. You have to be very unconventional. I run into things like that all the time, especially when I figure out what people are paying for services. A lot of times people say, well, I'm paying, just a minimum this, and that, right? And then they'll follow that behind, well, I don't like the service. Well, I guess you wouldn't like the service. You get what you're paying for, right? And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying just because somebody paying top dollar for it that they're getting top-notch service. I'm not saying that, right? But there's a high chance that a person that's getting paid more would do more, okay? It's a high chance that could be the case. The person that get paid more is willing to do more, right? Let me see here. Appreciate the last answer. Do you have experience when someone says they need a quote? Then you say, set up the walkthrough. Nathan. Okay. He says, when someone says they need a quote, you set up something to do a walkthrough. Yeah, you just follow it up. So for an example, if, I'm calling someone, right? Or I sent a mailer out and then went door to door. However, I contact the decision maker and they say, yeah, I need a walkthrough. You say, great, kid. I could be out today by noon. Will that work for you? Or I have 12 noon, right? You want to get, the object of the game is to get in there as quick as possible to do the walkthrough. That way you can be able to give them a quote, right? That way you can get them to the agreement. See, when I go in there, I don't waste any time. I follow up when it's necessary, right? Because there's times where you have to follow up. Sometimes I have to meet 2 or 3 people because unfortunately that's the way some of these businesses are set up. You got to talk to this person first, and then this person is going to talk to this person, and then you have to talk to that person, then that person is going to talk to that person, and then you have to talk to the third person. So you have to go through whatever channel you have to go through. Sometimes it's like that, unfortunately. So sometimes it's not as simple as you going in and you're talking to the doctor or you're talking to the dentist. That's the person that you need to speak to. That's the decision maker. Boom, you're in the accounts. Okay, it's not as always that simple. If you need to talk to all 3 people to get in the door, then talk to all 3 people to get in the door. Okay, but in order for you, once you set up the time and the date to do your walkthrough, you just follow up. You let them know, okay, I'll see you tomorrow by 9 a.m., whatever. Okay, or I have Wednesday 10 a.m. open. Would that work for you? Me, I like to give them 2 different times. Okay. That way they have options. On my last video, remember I was talking about the package deals where you give them options. You have options. People like options. Okay, so I like to give people options. So I might say, yes, Wednesday I have a 9 a.m. available and I have a 1 p.m. available. What works for you? Okay, that way if they busy at 9 a.m., 1 p.m. might 9 p.m. 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. might works for them, right? So you give them an option. Okay, I have this available or that available. What works for you? Guess what? Either way, whatever time they pick, either way, you got the walkthrough. It's guaranteed. They pick the time, you write it down in your notes in your book or whatever the case is, and then you show up. I like to tell people to show up sometimes maybe 5-10 minutes before. Okay? Show up 5-10 minutes before the original scheduled time. Sometimes they get you in and get you out. They do the walkthrough, take about 5-10 minutes to do the walkthrough, and you take your notes and things of that sort and go ahead and put your quote in. Give them your estimate, your bid, or whatever the case is. Okay? Once you do that, you want to get the numbers into them as quick as possible. Same thing with the numbers. Okay? You'll follow up. If you submitted your numbers, you haven't heard anything back from them, you want to go ahead and follow up behind that. That's why I tell people, I'm a firm believer. A lot of people say, well, I like to email mine or I want to fax mine. And unless they request you to do that, I would suggest that you take it in. Because if you take it in and you have your quote right here, if they have any questions, they can actually write right now while they're in front of you, right? Instead of you leaving the quote or you faxing the quote and now you have to wait for it and then they say, oh, I didn't get it, or it might be on the fax machine, or Mary Lou, did you see that quote? The cleaning company say they sent the quote. Did you? No, I haven't seen it. Anna Mae, did you see the cleaning quote? They say they faxed the quote over. Did you see it? No, I haven't seen it. Well, can you check the paper? See, now we got to play this game. When you email it, hey, Dr. Smith, I went on an email. Well, I checked my emails. I haven't seen it. Hang on. Let me check again. They check again. You say, well, Dr. Smith, maybe you need to check your junk file or your spam file. It might show up in those files. No, I don't see it. Can you email it again? See, we got to go through all these channels, guys. I'm the same way. I'm about business, right? I would rather show up. If they have any answers, let me go ahead and answer it right here. Hand it to you. You accept. Great. Now, once they accept the numbers, object for me is, when can I get you on an agreement? Okay, so you like the numbers, you understand everything. Great. Okay, when would you like for us to start? Okay, well, I have a cleaning company in here right now. I would like for you guys to start on the 1st. Okay, that's not a problem. I have an agreement in the car. Let me go ahead and get the agreement. We get you on the agreement. We make sure you get a copy of it, and we greatly appreciate your business. I guarantee that you won't have any cleaning issues or any cleaning problems. You give them your personal guarantee. You stand behind your work. Okay, now it won't always run that smooth, obviously, okay? But I'm kind of giving you guys the logist of what's going to happen, okay? How you should look at it, okay? That's why I tell you keep a card pack. That's why I tell you make sure your paperwork is on deck, okay? If you can't find, the paperwork, then you purchase it from somebody that's selling it. That's why I say invest in a mentor. There's people that have my direct number. They can call me, to shoot me a text. I help them with deals all the time, and it paid me up for the entire year. I'm there. If they need my help, I'm there. I know they're serious. It used to be a time where I just give that stuff away for free, and I answer the phones all the time, and people just like to hear me talk. And hey, Fabio, I'm a big fan. Great. And then they don't do anything with the information. So I find it a lot better when people pay me for the information. They actually do something with it a lot of times. Okay. So again, whether you pay a mentor or whether you got it through a cassette, a DVD, or YouTube, or whatever the case is, again, find yourself a mentor. Learn from somebody. Take notes. Be proactive. Okay? Always be thinking. Always be hiring. Always be in the market looking for new contracts. Okay? That way, when you do get sliced, I don't know, and this person, they lost all of their contracts, so I don't know if they had one person that they had all of their contracts through, but he or she, they emailed me and said they lost all of their contracts. They quitting. Quitters never win. Never, ever quit. Never, ever give up. Never, ever give up. So you quit, your bills are still due 30 days from today. So what you're going to do? You're going to go back out and look in the force and get another job? Why do that? What was the reason that you got your DBA and your LLC? Why did you go through all of that? Why did you get your tax identification number? Right? Why did you set up your business checking account? So you did all of this, you invested all of this money just to give up on yourself. It's absolutely terrible. Don't ever, ever, ever give up on yourself. You know, ever believe in yourself. Okay, find a way out of no way. Get creative. I've had some people that say, well, Fabio, I really want to do commercial, but unfortunately, I'm unable to find commercial accounts, but I'm getting residential accounts like this, right? I have 5 residential accounts. I tell them, hey, do what you got to do. You can always come back to the commercial side of things. So if you're winning right now with the residential side, go ahead and do the residential side. There's people that say, well, Fabio, I think I better do carpet cleaning first. I bought a carpet cleaning machine. I invested in the machine. I just want to put it to work. I'm going to just start advertising for carpet cleaning. Well, go ahead and start with carpet cleaning. You can always come back to residential. You can always come back to commercial. Okay? So again, like I say, all of this stuff ties in with one another. But if you're anything like me, you believe in yourself, you know your capabilities, you know what you're capable of doing, just go out and do it. What advice can you give to get past the gatekeeper? It's never really easy getting past the gatekeeper. It's never really easy getting past the gatekeeper. What I can suggest is just following up. Just following up. Okay, sometimes gatekeepers can be very, very hard to get past. For me, I haven't found it too difficult. Whether it's by phone or whether it's just paying a visit, I haven't found it to be too difficult. You're not always going to get past them on the first go round. Okay, if they tell you that we have a cleaning company right now, we're not interested, then just ask them, okay, would it be okay if I call back in about 3 months to see where you guys at? Okay, you don't want to force yourself past them, because then what that does is damage the relationship. So whatever relationship you thought you would have with them in the future, you just damage that now because you're playing hardball with them. If they're not interested right now, just let it be. Okay, if they're not interested right now, just let it be. Okay, don't force yourself past the gatekeeper. But generally speaking, when you go in because we're in the people business, when you go in, generally speaking, a lot of times it's not as difficult to get past them. It's just a matter of you having a conversation. You're not necessarily selling them about your cleaning business, because they can't make the decision to hire you, fire you, or otherwise. Okay, so the thing is you need to get past them. So you want to build rapport when you go in. You build rapport. I do it all the time. I walk in the office. Welcome to such and such. Hi, yes, I'm Fabio Hart. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning? That'd be Jack Smith. Great. Is Jack Smith available at this time? Actually, he's in a meeting. Do you have a business card, or do you have, any literature or anything you can leave I could pass along to him? Sure, I have a business card. Do Jack have a business card? Yeah, I can get you. Matter of fact, the information is the same here. You can take one of these cards, and his name is Jack Smith. Woody woody woo. And they might write the name down, or if they don't write the name down, you write the name down, and then you make sure you get the gatekeeper's name. Okay? If he's in a meeting, there's no way you can interrupt that. If he's not in the building, you can't see him, right? So the ultimate goal is you figure out, what do you know when he should be in the office? Do you know how long the meeting should last for? Would it be okay if I double back or come back a little later today? Do you think he'd be available? Okay. They'll give you, a ballpark around about time that you should come back, or whatever the case is, or what would be a best time to call, or whatever the case is. Okay. Again, like I say, once you get that, once you know who the decision maker is, you don't necessarily have to deal with the gatekeeper anymore. At least I found it to be that way. Okay. Because when I call back, instead of me figuring out who I need to speak to, I could just call and ask for Jack Smith, right? I don't have to figure out who would I speak to, or who is the appropriate person, and go through all of these different things with the gatekeeper. Okay. So again, it can be technical. It depends on the facility that you go in. It depends on the time of the day. Sometimes it's so busy in there, they really just don't have time to entertain you right now, right? Sometimes they have obligations and different things that they have to do, right? So they're all over the place. So you want to respect that. You always want to kind of leave gracefully, leave respectfully, right? You don't want to try to force their hand and try to force to get through them. You figure out, what would be the best time to come back, or what would be the best time to call. You ask them that. If they say, "Oh, I'm not sure," you could give them a call maybe tomorrow morning. He'll be back in the office, or you can give him a call tomorrow morning. I'm not sure how long the meeting is going to be today, so I would probably suggest you call him tomorrow morning, or maybe stop by tomorrow morning. Just because I'm not sure how long the meeting. You'll hear a lot of variations, guys. That's basically is what I'm saying. You hear a lot of variations of different scenarios and different things of that sort. Okay, but you have to follow up. You have to follow up. I was telling people about applications. So many people, they say, "Well, Fabio, I put in the application at this place and they haven't hired me." I say, "Oh, damn, that's not good." I say, "Well, uh, when was the last time you checked on the application? When did you follow up?" They say, "I didn't." They said they was gonna call me back next week. They were gonna call me back in 2 days, and they haven't called me back. So if they told you they were gonna call you back in 2 days and they haven't called you back, why didn't you call them? Right? You have to follow up. That's just the way things happen. You know. So make sure you do your follow up, guys. It's very, very important. So whether you're putting in an estimate, okay, whether you want to know when they expect to hire you, when they expect to sign you on, when you expect to start, make sure you do your follow ups. That's the only time that you're going to really know. Okay. Let me read some of this other stuff here. What do you think about instant quotes? Okay. Instant quote is, I guess, if they call you or you call them and they ask you for a quote over the phone. So you give them an instant quote. I'm not a big fan of that because you have to know what's going on at the facility. You have to take a look at the job first. Okay? They might tell you, well, the building is 2,000 square feet, and you might get there and it's 3,000 square feet. So now you just gave them a quote for a 2,000 square feet building. They say, well, I'm sorry, I was off. So now you got to go through all of this again. You got to go through the process again. Okay? Never quote anybody over the phone. I don't care how dire or what they tell you. Oh, it's about, we're looking at about a 5,000 square foot building. We have 2 restrooms. We have 1 kitchen area. We have a lot of different cubicle space in here. It's not a very large building, but it's not really small. It's about 5,000 square feet. I estimate that you can get this done in about 2.5 hours. And could you give me a quote? No, that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. And I've had people give quotes over the phone, and they call me and they say, Fabio, I got this job. Well, I say, well, did you give the guy a quote? Yeah, I gave him a quote today. I say, but you just told me you didn't look at the account. Well, what happened was, my auntie, she goes here. This is where she gets her checkups done at, and she said the building is not real big, and she said it was too because she goes there all the time. She says it was. That's not how it goes, guys. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. You're gonna leave money on the table. That's a rookie move, okay? And they know that you're not going to give a quote over the phone. They know that you need to look at the building. So if you let them seduce you out of a price over the phone, they know that you're a rookie. You're just starting off. They know that you need to come in and take a look at the facility. They know this, especially if they had a cleaning company before. Even if they didn't have a cleaning company, they know you have to figure out what needs to be done so you can give them the proper numbers. Okay? So don't make that move. Don't give instant quotes. Let me see here. Like the company put their info and we give them a rough estimate in 2 minutes online. Yeah, don't do nothing. No 2 minutes survey, no 2-minute quote. Don't give no instant quotes. Don't give no instant quotes. Okay? You have to look at the job. Okay? There's a thing such as a basic job, right? You give them a basic quote. And then you have a more extended and more elaborate type of job. You have to know, again, like I tell people, if you give them a basic price for a more extensive workload, you're leaving money on the table. You're gypping yourself. You could have got more out of that account, and they know you could have got more out of that account. Okay? So I'll put it to you like this. If you give a price after doing a walkthrough or whatever the case is, and they, yes, when can you guys start? You might have made a mistake. If they want to hire you before you can even pull the document out, like they want you to start without even signing the document, like they want your business, you might have made a mistake. Okay, and I've had that happen before. Coming in just a little too low. They know what's the going rate for their size building. They know about how much, right, that they should pay out. And maybe I just came in a little too low. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you too. How long you been in the cleaning business, if you don't mind me asking? I've been in the cleaning business since 2012. Let me see here. So I got a call from a dental office. He told me his main complaint is just floors and dust. He has coverall. Okay. Anyway, this place is about twice a week. I charge him $35 per hour. Hold on here. Let me see, Leon. Yeah, I would probably suggest that that's because you charge, it's 1.5 hours, so that's 1.5 hours. Why would you charge them? You should charge them a flat rate. You should charge them a flat rate. I'm not sure the size of the building. Yeah, charge him. You should have charged him a flat rate. I'm sure that his facility is under 5,000 square feet. And $500, I'll put it this way, there's other companies that can get that done for a lot less. What's the square footage of it? Let me see. Could you give an example of a similar county if you gave one? I would have to have it's 2,600 square feet. Yeah, that's not a big building. For just a basic cleaning, let me see what you say, twice a week. Let me see here. Twice a week, 2,600 square feet. I'm gonna probably charge them on a flat rate for basic cleaning. Probably $65 to $70 flat rate per cleaning. So he's gonna pay $65 per cleaning because it's only gonna take you 1.5 hours to clean it. What job do you know they're making $65 for an hour, right? So I probably would have charged anywhere between $65 to $70 per cleaning. And there's still room that I could have brought that price down. You still can bring that down and still have a profitable, it could be a profitable deal. But I would have probably charged them $65 flat rate. Okay. Okay, see, you're giving me bits and pieces, Leon. You have to tell me the whole deal. Baseboards to me would be considered extra work, so there would be an extra fee attached to that, so that would drive the price up. Anytime you got extra work, it's going to drive the price up, all right, because it's going to take you more time to do it. Now, I'm not sure how you're going to get that done, get a general cleaning job done and the baseboards in 1.5 hours. I don't think you'll be able to get it done in 1.5 hours because baseboards is very detailed, especially if you got to go around the whole facility. So you're going to be more than 1.5 hours in. Okay. Again, I don't know if you've seen my last live, but I believe personally that you should charge by the hour when you're reaching 10,000 square feet and higher. Okay, because there's more time, it's more work, it's more to do there, right? Anything under 10,000 square feet, I feel like you can just give them a base rate price, just a base price. So if it takes you 1 hour to do it, or it takes you 4 hours to do it, you're going to get the same dollar amount. Okay, you're going to get the same dollar amount. Okay, so um, that's just me personally. You don't have to do it that way if you're comfortable with doing it $25 or $35 an hour. You can do it that way, but you're going to be leaving money on the table that way. You're going to be leaving money on the table. You're not going to get what you expect, because when you tell somebody I'll do it $35 an hour, they'll a lot of times they'll look at you crazy, because they can hire a kid to come off the street and a kid to do it for $10, $11 an hour, right? And a lot of people do that. They have, you know, their little nephew doing it. He don't have anything to do. He don't have a job, so they have their nephew cleaning the building. And let me see here. Yeah, they have their little nephew cleaning the building, or their little daughter coming in after class and after school. She's in college or whatever the case is, and they'll give her $11 an hour, and that's just a part-time income. So you have to think how psychologically how they think. For an example, when you hire carpet cleaning companies, a lot of times they say, "Well, we do 5 rooms for $100," and they don't do it by the hour, because if they told you, "Yeah, we're gonna charge you $30 an hour," you ask them, "Well, how long will it take?" They might say, roughly about 3 hours, because we want to get a detailed cleaning. You might be like, "You got me fucked up. I'm not about to pay that $30 an hour for $3 for 3 hours. That's $90. I'm not about to pay it." See, you're looking at it per hour. You're looking at it per hour. But if they just say, "Give us $100, we clean the entire house," it might sound like a deal. So no matter if it took them 1 hour to do it or it took them 3 hours to do it, as long as they do it effectively, sufficiently, you like the work, bam, you go ahead and you pay $100. Okay, so the larger the building is, the more I would suggest that you just charge them. You can charge them by the square footage. You can go a lot of different ways with that when you're dealing with a facility like this here, like where I'm at now, right? You can charge them by the hour. You can make more by the hour. Like this account, we charge them by the hour, but we here Monday through Friday for at least 6 hours, right? And it's 4 buildings, right? So I charge them more. I charge them more. And then we have extra work like ground keeping and stuff like that that drive the price up, which is why we get paid what we get paid over here, right? But if this was a 2,000, 2,500 square foot facility, I'll just charge them a base flat rate, because it sounds more attractive. Well, yeah, I get it done, and yeah, it's only $60. It'll be $60 per cleaning. Oh, not bad. $60 per cleaning. It doesn't sound bad to them. So if they need you twice a week, they say, $60 per clean, about 120 a week. Not bad, right? But when you get to saying it by the hour, you gyp yourself, because you don't make as much money as you would probably make if you charge the base rate. My personal opinion, guys. My personal opinion. You can do how you want to do it. It's your business. But that's just my personal opinion. Okay? Well, I don't give them a per hour. I just gave them a monthly fee. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna come back to that. Okay, so you give them a monthly fee. That's with the taxes. That's with the extra work. Um, for that size building, you might be on the right page if you got extra work. Um, I still think like $505 may be riding a little too high, and they may not pick you up for that size building. But you can give it a shot. I don't know how much work or what the detail, what your actual walkthrough notes look like. I don't know what your, what it consists of. But if I seen your workload, I could probably say, oh yeah, I think this is a bit high, or no, you're on the right point. You're on the right target here. Let me see here. Uh, what do your what do you include in your breakdown estimate? Do you include state taxes? Um, wait, what do you include in your breakdown estimate? Yeah, you include your taxes when you submit your estimate. When you submit your estimate, the taxes, you can equip it all in the price and just have it, one set price with the taxes in there, or you can have it itemized, like, it's going to be $400 account plus state tax of whatever percent your state tax is. Then you have, the chemicals for the product, right? Because if they pay for the product, right, then you have to show it, you itemize that too. Or you can give them just one set number and everything come out of that. But you make sure you equip the taxes in that. So instead of saying, well, you would just say taxes included, right? Because you've already added the taxes and the products in that one price. So if it's $400 and you already equipped the taxes, you already equipped the chemicals and the solutions and things like that that you need to clean a facility, if you're the one that's providing that, then you just let them know that's already equipped and in the price, $400 out the door. Okay. Tom, he said, how do you deal with bad cleaners who are on your payroll? You give them a chance. You give them a chance, and if they don't improve, you let them go. Simple, right? Because this is a business. You don't have any time to waste. The more they mope around, the more you have people out there that's willing to work. Somebody's just waiting for you to hire them right now, Tom. But if you keep moping around with these people, you let them go. But you have to understand when you let them go that you have to make up for that job until you hire somebody else. So what you can do is one or two things. You can pick up the workload, or you can delegate that out to somebody else that might want to get more money, that want to pick up more hours with you, right? In the meantime, until you get a new hiree to pick that account up, to pick that schedule up, okay? So it's one or two ways that I would probably suggest you do it. Either you go in and you pick the workload up, and this is after you let them go, or you take another employee and ask them if they want to make more money, right? Or if they want to pick up more hours, right? And then you allow another employee to come in and pick up that workload. You train him or her, and they go in and do the job. And then you hire somebody, obviously you hire somebody else to pick that workload up, because you don't want to burn yourself out, and you don't want to burn that person that picked up the workload that's going to get the extra money. You don't want to burn them out, because then it's going to start affecting their work. So they might be doing a good job on their actual schedule, and now that they got to pick up more time because they're trying to get more money, then they can start defaulting in their actual workload and their actual job, right? So you don't want that to happen. So you'll hire somebody, but temporarily, Tom, you will want to pick it up, or you might want to delegate that out to somebody that want to pick up more hours. But don't leave them stuck there for a long time. The ultimate goal is to get a body to replace that person. But I wouldn't just harbor over anybody that's on payroll, that's not doing a good job, that's not showing up on time, that you constantly have to, breathe down their neck about the job. Either they're going to do the job as trained, or you're going to let them go, period. Nathan said, what do you think about charging for initial cleanings for commercial accounts? How do you determine what to charge? Initial cleanings should be a lot higher, right? And you'll let them know that. You'll let them know, well, the initial cleaning will be this, that, and the third, and the reason it's going to be this, that, and the third, because we're going to clean it from top to bottom. After that, it's going to be such a dollar amount, okay? You let them know, because If you're coming in behind somebody, you don't know whether it's a franchise or non-franchise. You don't know how clean they got this place, but you know what you can do. So you give them a deep clean the first time, right? The first cleaning is going to be a deep clean, and then after that, it's going to be whatever it is to just to upkeep it. Okay. Now you ask me, how do I know what to charge? What to charge is a matter of you. Okay, there's no specific science behind that. It depends on what you feel it's worth, and either they're gonna pay that price or they're not. It's no different than designer clothes. Why would you pick Gucci over Prada? Why would you pick Marc Jacobs over Louis Vuitton? Why would you pick it just depends on what you want to pay, right? So if you feel like Louis Vuitton is too high and you decide that you want Versace, then you get Versace, or vice versa. Versace is too high, you want Gucci. Then you say, I really want these Gucci's, but or I really want this Versace, but I'm gonna take these Gucci's because it's the price, right? So that's kind of what it's gonna boil down to. I don't want to give you no specific numbers because again, I might be in a different region of the country than you. And then there's just no set numbers that you can just throw out there. If I gave you a set number, I can be misleading you, or I could be failing you, right? Because I'm just giving you a set number. So it's just whatever you feel like it's worth, I suggest. Okay. Now, a technique that you could do for the extra work is um, like if you got extra work, let's say you're going to charge 400 for a job, right? And that's just a basic cleaning. A technique that I like to use is whatever typically you would charge. Like on my estimate breakdown sheet, we actually revising it. On my estimate breakdown sheet is uh, the per hour rate and the flat rate. So let's say I'm doing a job and it's typically just $400. That's just a basic price, right? That's just what we're going to charge, basic. But it's some extra work in there, and per hour I would charge, let's say, hypothetically, $15 per hour, just hypothetically. Then what you can do is you can take $15 for the extra cleaning, and based on how long it's going to take you to clean that, then you'll add consecutively $15. So it could be like $15, $30 extra, right? To make up for that extra cost, if that makes sense. Okay, so for an example, if you got a job and it's going to take you 4 hours, right? Okay, it's going to take you at least 4 hours, but with this extra cleaning, you get like extra work. So you might say, well, another $30 based on what I would charge per hour. Okay, with 2 extra hours in, that'll be 50. I charge another $30 because 15 and 15 is $30. So it'll be 430 instead of 400. So that's a way that you can look at it. You can kind of calculate it in your head. That's a way that I've done it and had it work for me, right? Sometimes I came in a little too high, and then sometimes, it could be a little too low. It just however you decide to do it. Okay, so, but again, there's no set way that you can kind of dictate how much extra you should charge. It's just a matter of what you think the job is worth at that point. Okay. Me, like I said, I use my estimate breakdown sheet, so everything is kind of keyed in right there for me. So whenever I've been using it since 2012, so whatever my numbers are, it haven't failed me yet. My company do extremely well. So let me see here. Curtis, he said, question. I was thinking about using a free initial cleaning as a marketing campaign. Is that smart? Yeah, that's smart, but you want to do it for smaller accounts, Curtis. You don't want to do it for big accounts. So you don't want to do it. You want to set a square footage base for your free cleaning. So you might say, we're offering a free cleaning for buildings up to 2,500 square feet. So that means anybody that come with 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, 5,000 square feet facilities, they wouldn't qualify for the for the free cleaning. Okay, because you don't want to be known for the guy that's just entering buildings, cleaning them for free, and you're not making money on them. Okay, so I will put a set number on it. So you can say maybe up to 3,000. You can say, well, right now we're running a promotion that we're offering a free cleaning for buildings up to 3,000 square feet. So that can be 1,500 square feet. It could be 2,000 square feet. It could be 2,250 square feet, right? It can be 29 square feet, but it's up to 3,000. So that means anything past 3,000, you won't offer the free initial cleaning. So I would suggest you do that, because if you don't want to break your back out cleaning a 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 square feet building, right? Just to try to pick up the account. Okay, so that's what I would suggest. Guys, have any more questions? Oh, not a problem, Critter. Not a problem, Curry. See here. You guys got any more questions for me before I wrap it up? Again, guys, like I said at the top of this video, man, it's not meant to be easy. Okay, it's not meant to be easy. Once you get these accounts, sometimes the hardest part is being able to keep these accounts. Okay, once you're trained on what to do in these facilities, just do the same thing that was trained. Thank you for all your info. No problem, Edwin. Just keep doing everything that you was trained to do. Whatever they wanted you to do, continue to do what was trained to do. Okay. Also, don't be shy to contact your contact person. Don't be shy to contact the contact person. You know, if it's something wrong, you want to know about it. You know, like a lot of my sites, we're at the point now where we'll leave sticky notes, you know, or they'll leave us a sticky note. Like if we're not in the facility, they say, hey, you guys forgot to do this. Can you take care of it? Right? So they leave it in the janitor's closet, or, you know, on whatever, you know, make sure that we see it on the desk or whatever the case is, on the billboard or whatever it is, right? And then we'll just take care of the issue, whatever that issue is. Okay? Okay, Carlos says for the chemicals, when given a proposal, there's a certain percentage estimate that costs. Well, Carlos, number one, it depends on where you get the products from. Okay, it depends on where you get the products from. If you get it from a janitor supply house, it can be pretty pricey. But you can always attach maybe like a 10 to 15, maybe even 20% additional to your total monthly cost. Okay. Because if you get, like I said, it can be very, very pricey. And I believe that you should make a profit on those chemicals, on those products. Okay. So if you have to buy them, you don't want to just come out of pocket and you supply it, right? You want them to pay for it, and you still want to make a profit on it. Okay, now if you decide you don't want to make a profit on it, then whatever the chemical costs based on where you get it from, then you just attack that particular price so that way you're not losing, but you're charging them based on what you would have to pay for it. Okay, so again, like I said in the very beginning, I don't suggest that you do this. I mean, but in the very beginning, I started at Family Dollar. And I'm not ashamed to say that, right? I started at Family Dollar. I got all these different products or whatever, and I used all these products because my idea was, well, they're not going to be in the building with me, right? So it's just going to be me in there, so I get to go in and do what I need to do, clean it, and at the end of the day, bam. Now, if they have a certain type of product, because sometimes what happened, Carlos, is that they say, well, I want you to use green clean products. I want you to use an organic cleaning product. So if they got a certain type of product, then you do the research on that product and then you add the additional to that cost, to whatever your monthly cost is. Okay, so if they say I want an organic cleaning product, or I want a green cleaning product, then you call your janitor supply house, your janitor supply store, or you just visit. You can visit, walk in, and they can point out different products that they have available. This is an all-purpose clean. This is for this is for that, right? And then you can charge them what they charge there, and you can add that additional to the cost, or you could just mark it up a few dollars. Or if something is $5, you just mark it up $10, right? You just double the price, right? Because it's going to cost you $5 for the jug of whatever, so you marking up $10. That's just to give you a hypothetical. JB, he said, "Hey Fabio, what's going on?" Not a problem, Carlos. Hopefully I answered that for you. And if you guys have any further questions, you can always email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. BOOKF like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Okay, let me see here. JB say, "Hey Fabio, what's going on? Should I start looking to hire before I have an account?" Yeah, you should be accepting applications. Yes. Or should I wait to hire employees? Well, you don't have to hire them. Once again, you collect applications. You collect applications. So if you don't have any positions right now, you should be having ads out. That way, when you get positions, you'll have a shitload of applications you can work from. Okay? You'll rather have more applications than you have positions. You'll rather have more applications than you have positions, because nothing is more daunting than having these places, right? You got this building, and you're like, "Oh shit, who's gonna work this? Who's gonna work this place? Oh my God, I can't do it because I got a 9 to 5. I got a job. I can't do this. Who's gonna work this place? What am I gonna do?" So then you hire off an impulse, and it might not necessarily be the best person for the job. But if you start now before you get work, you just tell them, "We're always hiring. We're accepting applications right now." So when you have your advertisements going up on Facebook or whatever, however you get your people on Indeed, on Monster, whatever the case is, careerbuilder.com, whatever, you let them know that you're accepting applications or now hiring, right? And then when they acquire and they fill out the applications, you just stack the applications. You put them all in a folder. That way, when you get a job, you have a lot of applications to work from, right? You can go through the stack of applications and say, "You know what? Okay, I don't think this person's going to work. Yeah, this person might work. This person's not going to work. She might work. She might work. He might work. This person's not going to." You have a lot of people to kind of work from, okay, opposed to just hurry up and say, "Oh, I need to get somebody real quick," and then you hire the first person that inquire. So that might not be the best setup for you. So always be accepting applications even now before you even get a position. That's what I would suggest. Other people might tell you different. That's what I would suggest, right? Because like I say, if you got a job where you have other obligations and your ultimate goal is to put a body there, you're still going to have to train them. So you have to make a way to do that. But you don't want to hire off an impulse. You don't want to just make an impulsive decision. You want to be more calculated. And even before you get a position, you can do some interviews, right? It's okay to do some interviews. You can interview. That way you have a pretty idea based on personality, right? Based on just being around them, talking to them, interviewing them. You got a pretty good idea if you should hire this person over this person. So when you do get that first account, that one person, you might say, "You know what, Sandra, she stuck out. Yeah, Sandra, she stuck out like a sore nail. Like she stuck out," right? So the minute you get that first contract, you already know, you know what, I'm gonna call Sandra first. I like her, she give me good vibes. I'm gonna call Desmond first. I like him, he give me good vibes, right? So as far as me and independent contractor, but I want to start hiring employees. How much is the WCI? Is it per month? Right, each per or is it per the whole week? It depends on the type of policy you sign up for. You know, different insurance for workman's comp. It depend. It depend on who you go through. There's a lot of different options with that. I wouldn't even want to sense a direction for that because different insurance companies operate different, right? You can always get the insurance and add that on later. It will drive the price up. I will tell you that workman's comp it will drive the price up. So it's going to be more money. So you can start off with just your basic general liability insurance, and then you can always add workman's comp onto that. If you want to get it right off the bat, you can do that also. You just shop around for the insurance and you let them know what type of service you have, you know, what you're trying to do, what you need, you know, what you need. You need workman's comp part of your insurance. You let them know I need workman's comp, right? Can you give me a quote? Can you give me a price based on what I need, right? And then you kind of can compare and contrast the prices, right? And then you go with the best deal, like whoever give you the best price. Okay, because essentially they're gonna all offer you the same thing. It's just a matter of, are you gonna pay a high price for it or are you gonna pay a lower price for it? So that's why I tell people to shop around. But that is how it works. You say how it works. That is how it works. You would just let your insurer know what it is you're trying to do, and he or she can put together the right package for you. You guys have any more questions or comments? Let me know, guys, if you have any more questions. For those that didn't get it, my email, if you got any questions about a deal, I will help you with the deals. But guys, look, every deal that you get, and I'm about to tell you guys this, every deal that you get, you want to learn. If I help you with one deal, don't keep emailing me every time you get a deal, okay? Because that shows like an employee type of mindset, guys. You got to be a leader. You got to be an entrepreneur. You got to get yourself through this. If I show you how to do it once, you should be able to kind of model what I showed you and be able to do it again and again and again. Okay? Or if I showed you how to do it twice, it's some people every time they get a deal, they email me the deal because they know I'll help them at no cost to them. I don't want anything on the back end. Guys, again, I don't mind helping you, but you have at some point this is your business. You're not a baby, you're not a kid, right? You have to be able to do it. I don't mind helping you. Okay? I don't always, let me see, at the end of the day, say be more profitable to hire employees than to keep independent contractors. Thanks, man. Yeah. I mean, you could do either or. The only difference is how they file the taxes. That's the only difference. If you hire your employees, then they W-2. If you do an independent contractor, you're 1099 in them. So it'll just depend. You know, me, I have employees. Okay. So, but it's up to you. It's up to you. You know. So, but like I said, if you guys have whatever you have questions about anything, you know, which way I'm going about getting leads and different things like that, I can discuss that with you. You know, offline. I'm a creative when it comes down to business ultimately. So I don't mind sharing that information with you. Which is more benefit to the business owner? Many would say 1099 would be more beneficial to the owner. Many would say that 1099 would be beneficial to the owner. So, but you just compare and contrast it. Just look up 1099 independent contractors and W-2 employees. You kind of compare what you feel is a better shake for you and your business. You know, we got commercial cleaning companies out here that's 1099 and we got commercial cleaning companies out here that's W-2. Okay? It just depends. It's no right or wrong answer to that particular question. Okay? But to get back to it, like I said, guys, I don't mind helping you with the deals, but every time you get a deal, you don't want to have to come to me. All right? You want to set up some type of you know, some type of system, right? Once I show you how to do it once or twice, you want to kind of see what I showed you, because I work it out right there over the phone with you. I kind of give you, everything. You just make sure your paperwork is up to par. You don't want to have subpar paperwork. Paperwork is very, very important. Okay. If you look cheesy, they're going to look at you cheesy. If your paperwork look professional, they'll look at you more professionally. They'll handle you a certain way, right? You'll be more polished a certain way. Okay. So you just make sure that that's up to par. Okay. But like I said, I don't mind helping you guys. If you need to email me about anything, Fabio Hart, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Let me see. Do you get benefits for your employees? What about yourself? Do you give benefits for your employees? No, well, I'm on salary. I'm on salary. Benefits, because your employees work a certain, generally speaking, evening cleaning to be more part-time work. At a certain hour, at a certain monthly hour, you don't have to offer benefits for part-timers, right? If you got full-timers, you got to, offer benefits. Okay. So when it comes down to the benefit portion of it, I don't have to offer any benefits. You can, but I don't have to offer any benefits to my employees because none of my employees is necessarily really working full time except for my day porters. I have day porter accounts. I offer it to them, which is the Medicaid or the Obamacare that the government asks that you offer these employees, right? So they give you that letter. At least I've received that letter, and you can offer it. Now the penalties behind not getting that insurance or whatever the case is, but you at least have to offer it to them. Maybe they don't want to get that particular Obama setup, and maybe they got a whole different thing going. But at that point, you have to at least offer it to them when they're full-time employees. Most employees get like the bottom of the barrel insurance, just to say they offer insurance. So they don't really get a good insurance plan. They just get a basic insurance just to offer it to you and say, hey, I provide insurance. Okay, so let me see here. What is a day porter? A day porter is people that work during the daytime while the client is at the facility. That's what a day porter is. So, for an example, if you're at a factory, you're at a plant, you work in the daytime while the workers is there, you're cleaning up after them, you're in and out of the restrooms, up and down the stairs, you're there from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's considered a day porter because you're working there while the client is there. So you're day porting. Evening cleaning is just when you're working and the employees are not there. You're there by yourself, generally speaking. Okay, so that's the evening cleaning. Okay, but the day porters, you're able to make more, a lot of times more money in the day porters because if they're there for 8 hours, they need cleaning for 8 hours. Okay, so you can get 40 hours, if you're there every single day or whatever the case is for 8 hours, right? So it's easier to get more money, more revenue, right? So that's what a day porter is. You're there cleaning while the client is there working. The evening cleaning is you go in and you clean while the client is gone for the evening, while they're gone. So you go in and do your thing. That's what a day porter. Once again, if you guys need to email me about anything, once again, it's Fabio Hart. It's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Okay, you guys. Like I said, it's been a blast talking to you. I definitely suggest that you guys keep your motivation up. Keep your motivation up. I know how difficult it is. You have to be creative with your marketing approach, right? You have to try different things. Okay, you don't have to do every single thing. I struggle with a cold call. Yeah, well, you have to keep going. You have to keep going. Like when I first did cold calling in the beginning, I struggled, right? I got hundreds of hangups, things like that. And then I got a lot better, you know. I build up my confidence level because that's all it is with the cold calling. It's a confidence level. It's just being nervous. Look, they don't know how you look. You don't know how they look. They don't know who they're talking to. You don't know who you're talking to. So it should be a lot easier to deal with them. Even if they reject you, you shouldn't take it personally because they don't know you. It's not like your mom told you no, where it might be, ouch, it hurts a little bit. Your grandpa told you no. They know you, right? So it's a little different. But a person tell you no, I'm not interested. Say, okay, thank you for your time. We have a cleaning company at this time. Okay, thank you for you. But you have to get those calls in. All right. And it takes hundreds of calls. It's not always easy. Some regions is a lot easier to get into, but it takes a lot of calls. By tomorrow, I'm starting door to door. I would advise you to do so. I think door to door is a terrific way to drum up new business. Okay. But you have to knock a lot of doors. You have to get at a lot of properties, a lot of doors. Okay. So I would definitely suggest you guys to do that. Okay. But look here, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. It was definitely a blast. If you got any further questions, go ahead. You can email me at book. Let me see. I just ordered my business cards. I already got my LLC. Great. Let me call you Melendez. But before passing the cards out, should I buy cleaning supplies to be ready, or what should I do? Okay. Okay, Melendez, look, the cleaner products is not, I mean, you can do it. You can do it and just already have it available, but it's not like the big factor. Okay, the major thing is just getting the clients. So I would suggest you focus on that. Passing out your business cards, your flyers, or whatever you have, right? I would suggest that you focus on that and then take that, get the business, and then by the time you get the business, you kind of know what to do from there in terms of like the cleaning products. Okay, you would go to the office supply store. Like some of them have I wish I had the catalog. You actually can order catalogs online, guys. I forgot to tell you that. You can get these like janitorial cleaning catalogs with the supplies, mop buckets, mops, different things, and you can order it directly from the catalog and have it shipped directly to your house. Okay, and that's if you're not sure about the janitor supply store in your area, or if you don't know where one is, or if it's too far out for you, you can order it. As being self-employed, is it harder to obtain assets like buying a home? Do creditors give you a hard time? No, actually, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier because once you get an LLC, a lot of times you can put a lot of things in your LLC, right? Which give you different tax credits where you can write it off at the end of the year. So like a lot of entrepreneurs, right, that have businesses and cars and different things like that. A lot of people, phones, like for an example, I have T-Mobile for service. And they suggest that I set up a business account and switch it over from a personal to a business, right? And then I can get that expense written off, as a business expense. So there's probably more advantages being a business owner or entrepreneur in terms of dealing with creditors and taxes and things like that. It's special privileges, special things where just normal everyday people won't have the same benefits as you because you're a business owner, right? But look, guys, if you guys don't have any more questions, if you do, you can email them over to me, bookfabiohart@gmail.com, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. I did want to get this video out, like I said, because I don't believe that you should quit a business just because you lost all your contracts. If you lost all your contracts, you probably got stagnant, right? You probably got complacent. You probably got too relaxed with the amount of contracts that you had. And for you to lose them all at the same time, I'm kind of wondering, I'm believing that it's something that you had to do wrong on your own end, unless you had one client that supplies you all of these contracts, and then you lost that one client, so you lost all the contracts. All right? Never put all your eggs in one basket. Always be marketing. Always be out, whether you're phone calling, door knocking, mailing off flyers and postcards and different things like that, going door to door, whatever the case is. Always be marketing. Always be looking for new clients. okay, all the time. This is year round, okay? You don't get any breaks when it comes to looking for new clients, okay? You always want to be looking for new clients, okay? Well, that's going to do it for now, guys. If you have any more questions, like I said, you can always email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like Boy, IOHART@gmail.com. I'm Fabio Hart, the only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Take care.